After this, they will be monitored for proper fertilization and cell division. And the fifth and final step is when they will retransfer the embryos back to the female. They will not know when to implant these until after they have fertilized the eggs and watched the cell division and fertilization occur, but typically the embryos are reimplanted 3 to 5 days after the egg retrieval. And this process to transfer them back is typically a painless process for women. They do not experience any trouble. Now, looking at IVF success rates, like I said earlier, age is one of the many factors besides infertility. As you can see here, age 35 and younger women have a 41 to 43% chance of achieving conception under that age, from 41% to 43%. And then once they hit age 40 and older, it drops from 13 to 18%. According to the American Society of Reproductive Medicine, which is a nationally recognized organization dedicated to infertility treatments, the average cost of one IVF cycle is $12,400. This excludes the cost of IVF medications, which will be needed to stimulate the follicles of the eggs. It is said that IVF medications can cost from $1,000 to $7,000, but typically the average cost is around $3,000. And it is said that statistics that couples use about 3 IVF cycles before they finally achieve conception. So imagine multiplying that 12,400 times 3, also the 3,000 times 3, and combining that to make a child. This year, my mentor was Dr. Brandy Trammell. I met Dr. Trammell through Ms. McCleary. She recommended her for me. I always knew I wanted to be an OBGYN. I've always been fascinated with childbirth and women's health and, just that side of medicine. So I always knew, even before I got into biomed, this is what I wanted to do. I had my mind made up. But I had no idea who I wanted to be my mentor this year. I had a lot of options on my plate. But Ms. McCleary goes, I have a perfect person for you. Last year, Frances Weiniger, who was a biomed student and interested in labor and delivery, was able to mentor her, and she said all Frances could talk about was Dr. Trammell and how she would sing to her patients when she was delivering them, and that she had this upbeat personality and this great passion for what she was doing. So right then I really realized that she would be the one I wanted as my mentor. She's helped me along my path this year, and she has a great passion for the field of obstetrics and gynecology just like me. She has greatly inspired me to one day hopefully be as good as an OB as she is, and I cannot thank her enough for helping me along my journey this year. Some of the places I was able to job shadow was Providence Hospital. This typically was where Dr. Trammell would do her surgeries and help deliver her patients. I also got to see her in her clinical setting at Mobile OB/GYN PC, which is also located in Providence. One of the amazing experiences I had this year was visiting the Center for Reproductive Medicine. I basically got to see the whole in vitro process performed right in front of me. I arrived early that morning and watched an egg retrieval surgery, which was amazing, and I got to watch them even wash the eggs of any debris that was not needed. After that, I was able to look at some of the fertilized embryos that they had inseminated a few days before, and after that, I was able to go upstairs and watch their patients and some of their ultrasound nurses in the clinic above. After that, I was able to go back downstairs to the lab and watch an actual insemination process occur, and they even actually let me practice the insemination process myself. After that, I gained a lot of respect for them. It's a very tedious and nerve-wracking process, so I really just really appreciate what they do at their clinic. So a little bit about me. I've been at St. Luke's for 4 years when actually I was deciding where I wanted to go to high school. I was looking at St. Luke's and I heard about the biomed program, and after that I absolutely fell in love. I knew I wanted to come here simply for that. I really knew that I could get a jump start, and I always loved medicine, and I just thought this was a great opportunity for me. After this year, after graduation, I will be attending Auburn University in the fall, where I'll be a fourth generation student. It's my home away from home. For most people that know me, they know that everything I own is orange and blue, and I'm just a typical Auburn person all the way. If there's some things that I learned this year in my 3rd year of biomed, it is, 1, to manage my time wisely. Do not wait on deadlines. Get your stuff in advance. Don't be a procrastinator. To be more outgoing and professional, like this, getting up in front and talking in front of almost the whole school. And most importantly, to follow your dreams even when it's difficult, like trying to find research on your project when the school basically blocks every website you need to find your information. But if you have a great great deal of love and passion, you will always find joy in pursuing and achieving your dreams. Thank you.
Well, I hope you have enjoyed the evening as much as I have. I've heard these presentations a time or two, but tonight, each one of them stepped up to a whole new level and did something that I didn't know that every one of them was capable of doing, and I'm so proud of them. I'd like to ask them to all stand right now and face you and let you give them a big round. I do hope this doesn't discourage you from coming into Biomed 3 thinking that you'd have to talk in front of an audience like this, but let me tell you what they have done is remarkable. At their age, there's no way I would have been comfortable standing up here doing that. I'm still not incredibly comfortable standing up here doing that. I also want to recognize Miss Angie Dixon and Miss Monica Cotton. They are the Biomed 1 and Biomed 2 teachers, and without them, this program would just not happen. In addition to them, there is no way I can name our 45+ health professional partners, clinics, hospitals, and physicians' office that we have working with us. We have a variety of therapists, nurses, like I said, physicians, and that come and give their time so freely and generously to be guest speakers in our 3-year program, and then in turn take our students under their wings and show them a side of the healthcare profession that very, very few high school students ever have the opportunity to see. So whether they choose to do this long term or not, it is an unbelievable experience that is just not out there for most students. So I hope you appreciate what they've been able to do. One of the things you may have noticed in your program is the quote that I love, and it's a beautiful thing when a career and a passion come together. And that is something that some of these students, most of them, find while they're in this 3-year program. If they stick with it, they find their passion. And it may not be what they started with, and time will tell if it's what they end with. But while they're here, you can feel it and you can see it every day in all the hard work they do. And I have to tell you, I am so proud of you. It's just been a fabulous year, and I'm really going to miss you. I cannot believe we only have a few more days together. I would like to invite you all one more time in the lobby to go by and look at their posters and their tables. They have set up, some of them have little demonstrations and things that you can look at. And if the parents would make pictures of them in front of their posters, that would help me out a lot. And if your mentors are here, if you could get a picture with them, I'd certainly like to have that. So thank you all for coming, and I hope you have a great evening.